Hey everybody, this is my presentation on my article summary. I read an article which was called Improving Literacy for Students with Special Needs and the Impact of Technology, and that was kind of what I came up with for this article. The article is based around the use of technology for teaching literacy skills to students with special needs. Here's just my article information. The name of the article that I read was A Review of Assistive Technology and Writing Skills for Students with Physical and Educational Disabilities, and it was published in 2008. And these are the three authors that wrote the article. Writing in school. Basically, what these authors are saying in this article is that writing in school has really been ignored in a way. It's been given very little emphasis, and it should be given a lot more emphasis than it is given. And it's important for all students, not just students in the regular classroom, but students with special needs as well also need to have good writing skills. And it can be done in a step-by-step process, and that process we'll go over later through the presentation. Technology should be embraced, and technology should be used for teaching these types of things, because not only is technology rampant in our society today, but it also offers many new advancements that we can use as teachers. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how writing is an important element, but it has been given very little emphasis. It's an important skill for all students, and it seems to have little focus based upon the research that was done in this article. Writing is very important for everyday living. I don't know if you really think about it, you will realize that as just a human being, you have to write on a daily basis a lot throughout the day. You might fill out paperwork, applications, maybe just even writing yourself a to-do list. So this is really important for these students. And then writing as a step-by-step process. There are 4 steps, some of which have different names. The first step could be pre-writing or planning. The second would be drafting or writing. The third step, revision, and the fourth, editing. And we'll go into these in more detail. The first step is the pre-writing or planning phase. This is a step when the writer thinks about and picks a topic. The writer may also revise an outline during this phase, but the outline doesn't always occur during this phase. The second step is the drafting or writing phase, and this is when the student or writer actually physically begins to write and organize their thoughts onto their paper. This is the actual starting of the writing. The third step is the revision process, and during this step the writer can review the writing and change the order and organize the paper accordingly. So during this phase, they may decide that one part of the paper fits better into another area, and they might move it around, and this is your revision process. The fourth step is editing, and this is a process when the writer basically goes over and proofreads to make sure that all the sentences are formed correctly, no spelling or grammatical errors, and during this time that's when they will fix any of those problems. And technology, and of course we know technology is used very frequently on a day-to-day basis, and technology really is important for all students. Technology also gives the students a very fun and interactive way that they can learn different subject areas, such as the writing process. So maybe they play a game on their iPad, and the game is about the seasons. Well, after they play the game, then you could prompt them with a writing prompt on the seasons, and have them use the process of the planning, the drafting or writing, the revising and editing phases. And I just have a short video clip on why this is important to be used in schools.
In this fast-paced culture we live in, we rely heavily on technology to make the day easier. Whether your device is your laptop, smartphone, or tablet, these instruments make everyday tasks easier to accomplish. For special education students at Lux Middle School, these devices are being used to even the playing field.
Technology can even the ground a little bit. You can send a student in with some type of interactive program that's on a similar concept. In my opinion, you have objectives that you need to work on, and the objectives can be met via technologies.
According to the Journal of American Medical Association's Pediatric and Adolescent Archives, 13% of all school-aged children have some sort of developmental delay. Last year, Lincoln Public Schools was home to 5,705 special education students, 87 of whom were at Lux. One of those students is an 8th grader named Patrick.
So Patrick was on the iPad, and he was doing Rikki Tikki Tavi storybook on that, as well as he was doing some Disney movies for reinforcement.
The laptops and iPods used at Lux were funded by an American Recovery and Reinvestment Act grant, but funding for some of the equipment, like the iPad Patrick uses, comes straight from the pockets of teachers.
I can send a struggling student to the media center and show them the key combination to have an internet site read out loud to them. So they're doing the same research, they're looking at the same references, but they just put the headphones on and have it read to them. How powerful is that? That I don't have to say, here, Billy, let me read this to you, where they can empower themselves and say, I have this at my disposal, I can do that.
I'm Brittany McNeil with NewsNet Nebraska.
And this concludes my presentation. I hope this was helpful to all of you. It was very helpful to me. I definitely think that technology is important in our schools today, especially with students that have special needs. And this just gave even more information on that area. And I thought that the steps of writing would be really helpful to each of you as a teacher.